Hey there, treasure hunters. Have you ever looked at the pennies jingling in your pocket and thought, meh, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you one of those unassuming little coins could make you a millionaire? Yes, you heard that right, a millionaire. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1978 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a humble coin with a jaw-dropping value of $1.1 million in today's market. Yup, a single penny worth more than a house. Let's talk about how this happened, what makes this penny so special, and how you can check your own collection for this hidden gem. And stick around until the end because I'll share a funny story about how I almost tossed away a valuable penny myself, and it might just save you from making the same mistake. The basics. What's a no-mint mark penny? So, first off, what's the deal with this no-mint mark business? For those new to the coin world, most pennies have a tiny letter under the year that tells you where they were made. An S means San Francisco, D means Denver, and if there's no letter, it was made in Philadelphia. Pretty straightforward, right? But here's the twist: while Philadelphia coins are common, certain years, like 1978, have some crazy rare variations that send collectors into a frenzy. And now, here's where it gets juicy. The 1978 no-mint mark penny isn't valuable just because it's old. I mean, there are plenty of pennies from 1978 floating around. What makes this one special is its near-perfect condition and a fascinating minting error that sets it apart. Collectors are on the hunt for MS-67 grade pennies from this year. What's MS-67? It's a super high grade that means the coin is basically flawless, with sharp details and no signs of wear. Finding a 1978 penny in this pristine condition is like finding a needle in a haystack, except this needle is worth over $1 million, and let's not forget about errors. Some of these 1978 pennies have slight imperfections from the minting process, like off-center strikes or double lettering. To us regular folks, they might look like defects. But to coin collectors, those quirks are like gold dust. So, if you spot a penny that looks a little off, don't dismiss it. It could be your ticket to early retirement. Alright, let's get practical. If you've got a jar of old pennies lying around, and let's be honest, who doesn't? Here's what you need to do: look for 1978. Simple enough, make sure there's no little S or D under the year. If it's blank, you're on the right track. Does it look crisp, shiny, and almost untouched? If yes, you might have struck gold. Well, copper in this case. Magnify and check for errors. Use a magnifying glass to spot any unusual features, like doubling on the text or a weird outline on Lincoln's face. My almost $1 million mistake. Now, let me tell you a quick story to illustrate why you should take this seriously. A few years back, I was cleaning out my junk drawer and came across a pile of old coins. I was this close to throwing them all into a Coinstar machine. But something told me to take a second look. One of the pennies caught my eye because it looked shinier than the others. It wasn't a 1978 no-mint mark penny, but it turned out to be a rare wheat penny worth $500. Imagine if I'd tossed it out without checking. I still get chills thinking about it. So, lesson learned: always check your change. Alright, folks, let's wrap this up. The 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny proves that treasure hunting isn't just for pirates. It could be as easy as looking through your loose change. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a total newbie, it's worth taking the time to inspect those old coins. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about hidden treasures in your pocket, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could make you rich. And hey, share this video with your friends, because if they find $1 million penny, they might just split the cash with you. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next time you hear someone say, "It's just a penny," you can hit them with, "Or is it?" Hey there, treasure hunters. Picture this: you're digging through your spare change, maybe grabbing a soda from a vending machine, and you stumble across a regular old penny. Or so you think. But hold up, what if that regular penny is worth $1.2 million? Yeah, you heard me right. $1.2 million. Today, we're talking about the 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. It might just turn your pocket change into a paycheck. Stick around because I'm not only diving into why this penny is so special but also sharing a funny little story about how I almost spent a potentially valuable penny on a pack of gum. And, of course, I'll leave you with tips on how to find these hidden gems. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's dig in. Okay, first things first, what's the deal with a no mint mark penny? Mint marks are those little letters you see on coins, like a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. If there's no mint mark, it means the coin was made in Philadelphia. But what makes the 1991 penny so special isn't just the lack of a mint mark, it's all about rarity, errors, and demand. You see, in 1991, the Philadelphia Mint produced billions of pennies. Yes, billions with a B. So how could one be worth $1.2 million? Simple, a mistake. Rumor has it, a small batch of these pennies were struck with errors, some in the metal composition, others in the die. Think of it like finding a typo in a best-selling book. It's rare and suddenly, collectors want it. Now, here's where it gets juicy. These error pennies are believed to have an off-metal composition, meaning they were struck on the wrong planchet. That's CoinGeek speak for the blank metal disc. Imagine a penny accidentally made with the wrong mix of metals, like silver or something other than copper. It's like baking chocolate chip cookies and accidentally adding M&Ms, only way more valuable. But before you start flipping over your couch cushions, let me tell you what to look for. First, check for the no mint mark under the date 1991 on the front of the penny. Next, look for any weird signs, off-center strikes, strange textures, or an unusually shiny finish. And if you're not sure, you can always send it to a professional grader like PCGS or NGC to confirm its value. Now, here's where my embarrassing story comes in. A couple of years ago, I was at a gas station, rummaging through my car's cup holder to pay for, you guessed it, a pack of gum. As I handed over my handful of pennies, the cashier paused, squinted, and said, "Hey, this one looks weird." I shrugged it off, thinking, weird? It's a penny, lady. Fast forward to a week later, I saw a video about valuable coins, and boom, there it was, a 1991 no mint mark penny selling for big bucks. I don't know if that cashier knew what she had, but if she did, she probably quit her job and bought a yacht. Moral of the story, don't underestimate your pennies. Okay, let's talk market value. Why is this penny worth $1.2 million? It's a mix of rarity, condition, and demand from collectors. Coins in mint condition, that's with no scratches, smudges, or damage, fetch the highest prices. If your 1991 penny is uncirculated and graded highly, like MS67 or higher, you've hit the jackpot. Collectors go wild for coins like this because they're not only rare but also a piece of history, and here's the kicker, sometimes, these pennies go unnoticed for decades. They're hiding in old piggy banks, junk drawers, and even grandma's cookie jar. So, next time you're visiting family, maybe help clean out some old jars. Who knows what treasure you might find? So there you have it, the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a tiny piece of copper that could be worth over $1 million. Who knew something so small could make such a big difference? The key is paying attention to the little things, literally. Now, here's my challenge to you, go grab a jar of coins, a magnifying glass, and start hunting. Who knows? You might already have a fortune sitting right under your nose. And don't forget, if you think you found something valuable, get it checked out. You don't want to be like me and accidentally spend a treasure on gum. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with a friend who might be sitting on a goldmine without even knowing it. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Imagine this, you're rummaging through an old jar of pennies, looking for enough change to buy a soda. Suddenly, you pull out a dusty penny, squint to look at the date, and there it is, 1964 with a little D mint mark. Congratulations! You might just be holding a fortune worth $1.3 million. Yep, that's right, a penny that's worth way more than your car, maybe even your house. Stick around because today, I'm diving deep into the story of the 1964 D Lincoln penny, what makes it so valuable, and how you could find one of these life-changing coins. And hey, if you're not into coins yet, I promise you'll be checking every penny in your pocket by the time we're done. Now, let's talk about the 1964 D penny. First off, the D stands for the Denver Mint, where this particular coin was produced. Back in 1964, pennies were everywhere, they jingled in pockets, hid under couch cushions, and even got swallowed by vending machines. But here's the kicker, most of those pennies were worth, well, a penny. So, what makes this one special? Here's where it gets interesting. The 1964 D penny's $1.3 million value isn't because it's made of gold or sprinkled with magic. It's all about rarity and condition. Turns out, a small number of these pennies were struck with an error, something went wrong during production. Maybe the mint worker was having an off day, or maybe they were distracted by the Beatles topping the charts that year. Whatever the case, this mistake created a coin that collectors drool over. These errors could include things like a doubled die, when the design is accidentally struck twice, off-center printing, or even a unique luster from an experimental metal mix. Combine those quirks with a high-grade condition, meaning it looks like it just rolled off the minting press, and boom, you've got yourself a millionaire penny. Let me share a quick personal story to keep this fun. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. She had this old coin collection her dad left her, and guess what? There was a 1964 penny in there. My heart skipped a beat. Was this the one? I grabbed a magnifying glass, looked for the D, and nothing. It was a plain OL Philly penny, worth 1 cent. Grandma thought my disappointment was hilarious and said, "Well, at least you're still richer than me." But here's the thing, people have found the real deal. Imagine the shock of spotting this tiny treasure in your spare change. One guy even found a 1964 D error penny while doing laundry. Can you believe that? Talk about making money while cleaning your jeans. Now, how do you know if you have one of these bad boys? First, grab a magnifying glass. Check for signs of doubling in the text or image, and examine the edges for unusual patterns. If you're unsure, take it to a coin dealer or grading service like PCGS. They'll confirm whether you've struck gold or, well, copper. Before we move on, let me just say, if you're the type who tosses pennies aside, stop right now. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes, it's $1 million story. Alright, folks, let's wrap this up. The 1964 D penny is proof that sometimes, the smallest things in life can have the biggest impact. It's not just about the money, though, let's be real, $1.3 million is life-changing. It's about the thrill of discovery. So, the next time you see a penny, don't just walk past it. Pick it up, flip it over, and see what you've got. Who knows? You might just stumble upon your own slice of history. Before you go, I've got a favor to ask. If you love learning about coins worth money or want more tips on finding treasures in your pocket change, hit that subscribe button. Join our growing community of coin hunters, and let's uncover these hidden gems together. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts. Hey there, coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, or maybe just curious folks who stumbled onto this video wondering if that jar of pennies on your dresser might make you rich. Let me ask you this, have you checked your change lately? Because hiding in plain sight might just be a 2020 D mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny worth a whopping $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.4 million for a penny. Isn't that the ultimate glow-up for loose change? Today, we're diving into what makes this penny so special, how to spot it, and maybe, just maybe, you could be holding onto a life-changing treasure. So, grab your magnifying glass, or your reading glasses, no judgment, and let's get started. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2020 D Lincoln penny is just your everyday, modern penny. Well, that's what the US Mint would have you believe. It was struck at the Denver Mint, hence the D Mint mark, and features good ol' Honest Abe on the front, like all Lincoln pennies since 1909. But the kicker? A rare error or unique minting condition is what sets a handful of these coins apart, skyrocketing their value. You're probably wondering, what kind of error could make a 1 cent coin worth millions? Well, in this case, it's a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Some of these pennies have been found with a dramatic minting error, a doubled die on the obverse. That's the front for us non-coin nerds. This means Lincoln's face or the text might look slightly doubled, as if someone made a bad photocopy. Funny how a mistake can end up being worth more than a yacht, right? How to spot the $1 million penny now? Here's where things get interesting. If you've got a jar of change at home, dig out all your 2020 pennies with that D mint mark. First, give them a good look under bright light. Look for, it might look like he's got a shadow twin. Creepy, but valuable. A doubling on the lettering, words like Liberty or In God We Trust might appear blurry or layered. Pristine condition, this is crucial. Coins in mint state, shiny and untouched, are the ones collectors drool over, and if you don't trust your own eyes, invest in a cheap magnifying glass or coin loop. You'd be surprised how satisfying it is to feel like a detective examining your pocket change. Here's a little insider scoop. Coins like the 2020 Lincoln penny are highly coveted because they tick all the boxes for collectors: rarity, condition, and the story behind them. Think of it this way: people pay millions for a Picasso painting, not because of the paint and canvas, but because of its history and significance. Same goes for rare coins, and here's the kicker: there's only a handful of these error coins confirmed, making them like the golden ticket in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So, if you find one, congratulations, you've hit the penny jackpot. Let me tell you a quick story. Last summer, I was helping my grandma clean out her garage. She's one of those people who keeps everything just in case. We stumbled on a jar of coins she'd been hoarding since the 80s. I thought, why not go through them? After all, I'd heard stories about valuable coins, but honestly, I didn't think lightning would strike us. Well, guess what? Among the sea of dusty pennies was a 2020 Lincoln penny. My heart skipped a beat. After some careful examination and a lot of Googling, I realized it wasn't the $1 million error coin, but man, that thrill was unforgettable. And who knows? That could be your story next. Alright, folks, we've covered the ins and outs of the 2020 Lincoln penny, the rarity, the value, and how to spot it. Now it's your turn. Dig into your pockets, sift through your couch cushions, and raid your piggy bank. Who knows? You might be holding on to the next $1 million coin and not even know it. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll never miss another video on coins worth serious cash. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who likes a good treasure hunt, I've got plenty more tips and tricks coming your way. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Have you ever found yourself digging through an old jar of pennies, hoping to strike it rich? Well, you're not alone. Been there, done that. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of one very special penny that could be worth $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.5 million for a single, humble copper coin. We're talking about the 1889 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Why is it so valuable? How can you tell if you have one? And most importantly, how did a coin worth just a cent skyrocket into the Millionaires Club? Let's crack this case wide open. Okay, first things first, why 1889? What's so special about this year? Well, here's a little historical trivia for you. 1889 was smack in the middle of the Gilded Age, a time of industrial boom, outrageous wealth, and, apparently, some very special pennies. The 1889 penny with no mint mark wasn't just another coin, it was part of a rare batch with a striking error. These little imperfections make collectors go wild. You know, kind of like how we all secretly love a messy reality TV drama now. Let's break down the no mint mark thing. Normally, US coins have a tiny letter stamped on them to show where they were made: Denver, Philadelphia, San Francisco, or West Point. But the 1889 penny? No letter, no nothing. It's like the coin decided, I'm too cool for labels. This no mint mark is what makes it rare and desirable, but hold up, don't go flipping over every penny just yet. Not every 1889 penny is worth millions. Oh no, my friend, this is where things get tricky. You need the perfect combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Think of it like online dating. Sure, there are plenty of profiles out there, but finding the one? That's rare. Here's a quick checklist to see if you've hit the jackpot. No mint mark. Look below Abraham Lincoln's portrait. If there's no tiny letter, you might be onto something. This is crucial. Coins graded as MS65 or higher, basically, super shiny and flawless, fetch the big bucks. A scratched up penny won't cut it. Sorry. And now, let me share a little personal story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage. You know, one of those "this won't take long" projects that somehow turns into a whole weekend ordeal? Anyway, we stumbled upon an old coffee can filled with coins. I remember thinking, maybe I'll find something cool. And lo and behold, there it was, an 1889 penny. My heart skipped a beat. But then, I noticed the mint mark. Yep, there it was, a big, bold S staring back at me. Close, but no cigar. Grandpa got a good laugh out of it, though. Okay, back to business. So, what's driving the $1.5 million price tag? Well, it all comes down to demand. Collectors are like any other enthusiasts, they want what they can't have. The 1889 no mint mark penny is the Beyoncé of the coin world: rare, flawless, and highly sought after. There's a rumor that one of these pennies was found in an old piggy bank at a garage sale. Imagine paying 50 cents for a piggy bank and walking away with $1 million coin inside. Talk about a jackpot. So, here's the takeaway: start checking those pennies. Your next Starbucks latte could be sitting in a coin jar, waiting to fund your dream vacation or, your retirement. And if you're lucky enough to find an 1889 no mint mark penny in mint condition, you might just have your golden ticket. But don't stop here. There are tons of valuable coins out there, and I'm here to help you uncover them all. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth big bucks, hit that subscribe button. Join our growing community of treasure hunters, and let's turn your spare change into life-changing cash. Hey there, treasure hunters. Have you ever thought the humble penny in your pocket could be worth more than your car? Or even your house? Well, grab your loose change and stay tuned, because today we're diving into the fascinating story of the 2017 D. Lincoln penny that's been shaking up the coin world with its jaw-dropping value of $1.6 million. Yeah, you heard me right, million. Now, before you go raiding your couch cushions or dumping your piggy bank on the floor, let's talk about what makes this penny so special and why you could be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end, because I've got a personal story about how I almost missed out on a valuable coin myself. Spoiler alert, it involves a very unlucky trip to a vending machine, alright? So let's break it down. What's so special about the 2017 D. Lincoln penny? It all starts with that little D mint mark. For those of you new to the coin world, the D stands for the Denver Mint, where this penny was produced. But here's the kicker: not every 2017 D penny is worth millions. In fact, most of them are worth exactly 1 cent. So, what's the deal? The $1.6 million penny is actually a rare error coin. Error coins are like the happy little accidents of the coin world. They happen when something goes wrong during the minting process. Think doubled designs, off-center strikes, or weird materials getting mixed in. These errors make the coin unique, and collectors? Well, they go absolutely bananas for unique die. In the case of the 2017 D penny, the jackpot version has a major minting flaw. Some were struck on the wrong type of metal planchet, giving them a unique appearance and weight. Imagine spotting a penny that just looks different. It's shinier, or maybe it has a slight gold tint. That's the kind of thing that sets it apart. Now, let's talk money. Why would someone pay $1.6 million for a penny? It's all about rarity and demand. Only a handful of these error pennies exist, and when wealthy collectors hear only a handful, they see dollar signs. They're like Pokemon cards for adults. Gotta catch 'em all, even if it means dropping 7 figures. How do you know if you have one? Here's the fun part: you don't need to be a coin expert to start hunting. All you need is a good magnifying glass, decent lighting, and a little patience. First, check the mint mark. It needs to have that D4 Denver. Next, look for any unusual characteristics. Is the coin thicker, heavier, or just a little off? If so, bingo, you might be holding something special. Oh, and here's a pro tip: don't clean your coin. I know, it's tempting to make it look shiny and new, but collectors love coins in their original condition. A little dirt? That's character. A scratch from an aggressive scrub? That's a deal breaker. A relatable coin story. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost lost out on a potentially valuable coin. Picture this: it's a Monday morning, I'm half asleep, and I'm digging through my wallet for a snack from the vending machine. I grab a handful of coins, toss them in, and hit the button for a granola bar. Nothing happens. Turns out, the machine rejected one of the coins. I fish it out and, no joke, it was a 1972 error penny. Was it worth $1 million? Not quite, but it did sell for $50. Lesson learned: always check your change before you spend it. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. Why this matters: coins like the 2017 D penny aren't just about money, they're little pieces of history. Think about it: a tiny error at the mint decades ago could change someone's life today. That's the beauty of coin collecting: it's part treasure hunt, part history lesson, and, okay, maybe a little bit of gambling. So, what's the takeaway here? Check your change, pay attention to the little details, and don't underestimate the power of a penny. Who knows? That tiny coin jingling in your pocket could be your ticket to financial freedom, or at least a really cool story. If you found this video helpful, or if you're already eyeing your spare change, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin enthusiasts. I post videos like this all the time, covering rare coins, valuable finds, and tips to help you spot hidden treasures. And hey, drop a comment below, what's the most interesting coin you've ever found? I'd love to hear your stories. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. What if I told you that a penny, yes, a humble, seemingly ordinary 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny, could actually be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? That's right. Today, we're diving deep into the world of this rare and valuable coin that might just be hiding in your couch cushions or that jar of spare change sitting on your kitchen counter. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of why this penny is worth more than a luxury sports car, let me ask you this. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this is just taking up space? Well, by the end of this video, you might never look at a penny the same way again. Stick around because you could be walking past your $1 million jackpot without even realizing it. Alright, let's talk about what sets this penny apart. First off, the lack of a mint mark is key. Typically, pennies are minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, and their mint marks, P, D, or S, indicate where they were produced. But the 1988 penny with no mint mark? That's like a unicorn in the coin world. Here's the kicker, this isn't a mistake. The absence of a mint mark indicates it was produced in Philadelphia, but what makes it valuable is a rare die variety that only a few coins from that year and location possess. Coin collectors are constantly hunting for this elusive error, and when one pops up in pristine condition, it can fetch serious money. Let me share a little story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car, the kind of cleaning where you find petrified fries under the seat. Anyway, I came across a handful of pennies and thought, nothing special. But one of them caught my eye because it just looked different. Turns out, it wasn't a rare coin, but it sparked my curiosity, and that's how I got into coin collecting. Fast forward to today, and I'm here sharing stories with you all because who knows? Maybe you will find the real gem, how to spot the 1988 no mint mark penny. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of identifying this coin. Grab your magnifying glass, yes, I'm giving you permission to channel your inner Sherlock Holmes and look closely. What you're searching for is something called the reverse of 1989 error. This means the coin features a design mismatch where the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial, is from the 1989 die instead of 1988. If you have a 1988 penny with this error, congratulations, you're in possession of a potential treasure. But, and here's the kicker, the condition of the coin matters a lot. A pristine, uncirculated coin is what collectors drool over. If your penny looks like it's been through a blender, its value drops faster than a bad stock market day. Now, let's address the $1 million question literally. Why is this penny worth $1.7 million? The simple answer, rarity and demand. Collectors are willing to pay big bucks for coins that are both rare and in exceptional condition. Think of it like art, only instead of hanging it on a wall, you keep it in a fancy display case, and let me just say, if you find one of these pennies, don't go spending it on a candy bar. Get it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm its value and condition, which is crucial if you're planning to sell it at an auction. The humor behind hunting for pennies, let's be honest, though. Telling your friends you're spending hours looking at pennies might get you a few raised eyebrows. But hey, who's laughing now when that penny could pay off your mortgage, send your kids to college, or fund a dream vacation? Plus, it's oddly satisfying to know you're turning loose change into a goldmine. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, we've covered a lot today, from what makes the 1988 no mint mark penny special, to how you can spot one, and even the insane value it holds. If you're not rushing to check your piggy bank or that dusty jar of coins by now, I don't know what to tell you, but here's the thing, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. There are so many coins out there worth way more than you'd think, and I'm here to help you uncover them. If you found this video helpful, or even if you just enjoyed hearing me ramble about pennies, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss out on the next big coin tip. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever come across a cool coin or if you're going to start your own penny hunt. Let's share stories and maybe even some $1 million finds. Thanks for watching, and hey there, treasure hunters. What if I told you the humble penny sitting in your jar at home could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? Yes, we're talking about a single 1970 Lincoln penny. Yep, 1 cent turned into enough cash to buy a mansion, a fancy car, and still have some left over for a lifetime supply of coffee. Crazy, right? Today, we're diving into everything you need to know about this shiny little jackpot. We'll talk about why it's so valuable, how to spot one, and how you can make sure you're not missing out on a life-changing find. Oh, and stick around because I've got a hilarious personal story about a penny that almost made me lose my mind. Let's get to it. Why is the 1970 penny so valuable? Alright, first up, let's talk about the big question: why on earth is this penny worth $1.8 million? Well, it all boils down to a minting error. Back in 1970, the Denver Mint produced a batch of pennies with a small but significant mistake on the die. These errors are like golden tickets for coin collectors, they make the coin rare, and rarity equals value. The most famous error on the 1970 penny is a doubling effect called a double die. If you look closely at the date or the lettering, you might see some letters and numbers that appear to be slightly doubled. It's almost like the coin maker had one too many cups of coffee and got a little shaky at work. This tiny flaw makes the coin a collector's dream. How to spot a 1970 penny worth millions now? Before you go dumping your piggy bank all over the floor, here's what you need to know about spotting a 1970 penny that could make you rich. Look just below the year 1970 on your penny. If there's a small d, congratulations, you're in the running. Grab a magnifying glass or your phone's camera with a zoom function. Inspect the date and the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If they look doubled, you might be onto something. Condition matters. Even if you find a doubled die, the coin's condition plays a huge role in its value. The shinier and less worn, the better. Collectors go wild for coins in mint or near mint condition. Quick story time. A few months ago, I was at my grandma's house helping her clean out her kitchen drawers, the ones that hold everything from paper clips to a mini toolkit. I found an old jar of pennies, and of course, my coin-loving brain went into overdrive. I started sorting through them like a maniac, convinced I was about to find the holy grail of pennies. Long story short, I did find a 1970 penny, but guess what? No doubling. My dreams of retiring early were crushed in an instant. But hey, I did learn something valuable. Always double-check your change because you never know what you might have. Let's say you find one, what next? Don't just run to your nearest coin dealer waving it in the air like a golden ticket. Here's a better plan: send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm its authenticity and grade its condition. Check recent auction prices to see what similar coins are selling for, as serious collectors often pay top dollar, so consider selling through an auction house or a trusted coin dealer. So there you have it, folks. The 1970 Lincoln penny isn't just a piece of pocket change, it's a potential ticket to financial freedom. Remember to check your change, hunt through those old jars, and pay attention to the details. If you enjoyed today's video and want more tips on spotting valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got a ton of exciting content coming your way, from rare nickels to silver dimes worth a fortune. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Ever come across a penny that could be worth more than your rent? Yeah, me too, and today, we're diving into one that has everyone talking: the 2014 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Welcome back to the channel where we talk all things coins, from everyday pocket change to those rare gems that could make you rich. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because trust me, you don't want to miss out on these rare finds. Today, we're focusing on a penny that has taken the numismatic world by storm, the 2014 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Let's talk about what makes this little piece of copper so special. Normally, the US Mint stamps mint marks on coins to let us know where they were produced, like D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco. But the 2014 no-mint Mark penny? Nada. It means it was likely struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where they sometimes keep it low-key. I once found a penny in my grandma's old coin jar, thought it was just an ordinary Lincoln cent. Until I did a little research in BAM. It turned out to be worth over $1,000. It's stories like this that keep me hooked on coin collecting. But what makes the 2014 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny special? Well, not every penny that's minted without a mark is valuable, but for some reason, this one has skyrocketed in value. Current market value? You guessed it, $1.1 million. And it's all because it's a bit of an anomaly. You see, this penny wasn't produced in limited numbers, but what makes it rare is how well preserved it is. Coins are like fine wine, they only get better with age, as long as they don't wear down, corrode, or get too much circulation wear. A well-maintained 2014 no-mint penny is a true gem. Alright, so how do you know if you've got a 2014 no-mint mark penny? First, get yourself a magnifying glass. Seriously, look for that absence of a mint mark right below Lincoln's shoulder. If it's there, keep an eye out for wear and tear. The better condition, the higher the value. Why did the penny break up with the nickel? Because it felt like it wasn't worth its weight in copper anymore. Laughs, alright, bad jokes aside, let's get back to the serious stuff. So, there you have it, the 2014 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. A little piece of history that could make your bank account smile. If you enjoyed learning about rare coins and want to discover more, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for future updates. And hey, drop a comment if you've got any cool coin finds or questions. I love hearing from you. Until next time, happy hunting, and remember, keep your eyes peeled for those hidden treasures. Happy collecting! Hey there, coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, and anyone who's ever checked the change from a vending machine hoping to find something rare. Imagine this, you're rifling through your pocket change, and bam! You stumble upon a penny so valuable it could make you a millionaire. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today we're talking about a 1998 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's turning heads in the collector's world. That's right, folks, a plain old penny that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Stick around, because I'm spilling all the tea on why this coin is so special, how to spot one, and what to do if you find it. Let's dive right in. First off, what does no-mint mark even mean? If you flip over a penny, you'll usually see a tiny letter under the date on the front. That's the mint mark, and it tells you where the coin was made, like a secret code for collectors. No mint mark means it was made in Philadelphia, but here's the kicker, not all no mint mark pennies are created equal. Now, why is the 1998 no mint mark penny worth so much? It's all about errors and rarity, my friends. Back in 1998, a few pennies left the mint with some wild mistakes. We're talking double die errors, where the lettering and numbers look like they have a shadow. This happens when the coin's design gets stamped twice, slightly off-center. It's like the coin had one too many cups of coffee that day and couldn't sit still. These errors are super rare, and collectors go absolutely nuts for them, and here's where it gets juicy. A pristine 1998 no-mint mark penny with a double die error recently sold for, you guessed it, $1.2 million at auction. That's enough to pay off a mortgage, buy a new car, or fund your dream vacation. All from a coin you could find in your pocket. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out an old drawer, and I found a jar of pennies I'd completely forgotten about. My first thought? There's probably nothing special in here. But then I remembered a story like this one and thought, what if I'm sitting on a gold mine? So, I grabbed a magnifying glass and started inspecting each penny like I was Indiana Jones searching for lost treasure. Spoiler alert, I didn't find a 1998 penny worth $1.2 million, but I did find one from 1964 that was worth about $50. Not bad for 10 minutes of work. Alright, back to the 1998 penny. How do you know if you've got the real deal? Here's what to look for, check the date and mint mark. If there's no mint mark under the date, you're on the right track. Look for doubling on the lettering, especially on words like liberty or in God we trust. A magnifying glass is your best friend here, condition matters. Coins in better shape fetch higher prices. If your penny looks like it's been through a war zone, it might not hit that $1.2 million mark, but it could still be worth something. Now, if you think you found a winner, don't rush off to spend it on snacks. Take it to a professional coin grader or appraiser to confirm its value. Trust me, you don't want to be the person who accidentally uses $1 million penny to pay for a pack of gum.so. There you have it, folks. The 1998 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. Who knew a humble penny could be worth more than $1 million? Now, here's your next step. Go check your change jar, your couch cushions, and that random drawer full of coins. You never know what treasures you might find. And if you strike gold, or, in this case, copper, let me know in the comments. before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth big money, and you don't want to miss out. Who knows? The next video might just help you find your own $1 million coin. Hey there, treasure hunters. What if I told you that you could be holding onto a little piece of history worth a whopping $1.3 million? Yep, we're talking about the 1965 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. That's right, a penny that's literally worth more than some mansions. So, before you dismiss the jar of coins on your dresser as spare change, you might want to stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this penny so special, how to spot it, and why it could change your life. And hey, if you're new here, welcome to the channel where we turn everyday coins into jackpot dreams. Hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on these hidden moneymakers. Now, let's dive into the fascinating story of the 1965 penny. First, let's rewind to 1965. It was a time of big hair, bell-bottoms, and a coin shortage that had everyone freaking out. The US Mint decided to stop using mint marks that year to ease the production process. So, no mint mark doesn't mean fake, it just means the penny was made in Philadelphia. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all 1965 pennies are created equal, some were struck with such precision and rarity that they become legendary among collectors. Think of it as the golden ticket of pennies, except it's copper and way cooler. So, why is this penny worth $1.3 million? Well, it all boils down to rarity and condition. Out of the millions of pennies minted in 1965, only a handful were struck with incredible detail and without any errors. These pennies were made with a higher quality die, and they shine brighter in the world of coin collecting. Collectors go absolutely nuts for these rare beauties, especially when they're in pristine condition. A near-perfect 1965 penny is like finding a needle in a haystack, except this needle could buy you a private island. And now, here's the fun part. How can you tell if you've got the $1.3 million jackpot in your pocket? First, grab a magnifying glass. You're looking for sharp details on Lincoln's face and the wheat stalks on the reverse side. No fuzzy edges, no smudges. It should look like it just rolled off the minting press yesterday. Next, check for errors. Yep, errors can actually make a coin more valuable. If you spot any doubling in the letters or numbers, congratulations, you might be onto something big. Finally, condition is king. Even the tiniest scratch can knock down the value. If your penny looks like it's been through a washing machine, it's probably not the one. Let me share a little story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my old junk drawer, the one where you throw everything from spare keys to random screws. As I sifted through the chaos, I found a penny that looked different. I thought, could this be my golden ticket? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But the thrill of that moment got me hooked on coin collecting. And let me tell you, every time I check my change now, it's like playing the lottery. If you think you've got a 1965 penny worth big bucks, don't just toss it in a jar. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts can tell you exactly how much it's worth and help you cash in. Pro tip: start searching in places where coins have been sitting for years, your grandma's coin jar, yard sales, thrift shops, or even old parking meters. Just don't get caught prying them open. Conclusion: alright, folks, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1965 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Who knew something so small could hold such a massive value? So, the next time you're digging through your change or cracking open an old piggy bank, keep an eye out. You never know, you could be holding a $1.3 million treasure. And before you go, here's the deal: if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and share it with your friends. Who knows, maybe they'll split the profits if they find one of these pennies. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on turning everyday coins into extraordinary finds. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Who says pennies aren't worth anything? Hey there, treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're sifting through your spare change at the coffee shop counter, and you spot a penny. Nothing special, right? Just a regular old coin that barely buys a gumball. But what if I told you that one little 1986 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million today? Yup, you heard that right, $1.4 million. This is no urban legend, my friends. Grab your pennies, because by the end of this video, you might just be holding onto a fortune and not even know it. So, what makes this 1986 penny so valuable? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about no mint marks. You might know that coins minted in Philadelphia often have no mint mark, but in rare cases, this missing detail can skyrocket the value. Why? Because these coins become anomalies, a quirky little mistake that collectors absolutely adore. And in 1986, a small number of these no mint mark pennies were struck with a special feature, a double die obverse. This means the design was accidentally stamped twice, creating a slight doubling effect that's almost like an artistic flair. It's subtle but valuable. Now, here's where it gets funny. The first time I heard about these rare pennies, I thought, no way, I've got a whole jar of pennies at home. I'm about to be rich. Spoiler alert, I spent 3 hours examining coins under a magnifying glass and came up with nothing but a stiff neck and a newfound appreciation for penny art. But seriously, finding one of these bad boys takes some patience and a sharp eye. You're looking for doubling on Abe Lincoln's profile, check his nose, lips, and chin. Also, take a peek at the date. If you spot anything unusual, don't just toss it back in your change jar.so. How did we get to the $1.4 million valuation? This is where coin auctions come into play. Rare coins are like the VIPs of the collecting world, and collectors are willing to pay big bucks to snag them. In fact, one of these rare 1986 no mint mark pennies hit that incredible $1.4 million price tag at auction because it was in pristine condition. It was graded at MS68, which basically means it was flawless, like the coin equivalent of winning the genetic lottery, and let me tell you, condition matters. If your penny has been through the ringer, think scratches, dings, or spending too much time on a washing machine, it's not going to fetch nearly as much. But even lower grade examples can still sell for a few $1,000s. Not bad for a penny, huh? Let me share a quick story. My cousin Sarah actually found a rare penny in her collection a few years ago, not the 1986 no mint mark, unfortunately, but close. She got all excited and decided to sell it on eBay. Well, she accidentally listed it for $14 instead of $1,400. The buyer snagged it instantly, and she didn't realize her mistake until it was too late. The moral of the story? Know your coin's value and double check your listings, folks. Alright, treasure hunters, we've covered a lot today. The 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny might just be hiding in plain sight, waiting for you to discover it. So, go dig through your couch cushions, raid your piggy banks, and give those pennies a second look. Who knows, you might uncover $1 million miracle. Before you go, let me ask you this. What would you do if you found a $1.4 million penny? Buy a dream car? Travel the world? Or just keep it as a cool story? Drop your answers in the comments, I'd love to hear them. And hey, if you want more tips, tricks, and stories about valuable coins that could make you rich, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got plenty more treasure hunting adventures coming your way, so don't miss out. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts. See you next time. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Imagine this, you're digging through an old jar of pennies, maybe one that's been sitting on a dusty shelf for years, and bam, you come across what seems like just another boring penny. But what if I told you that penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1988 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, what makes it so special, why collectors are going wild over it, and how you can start searching for one. So stick around, because you won't want to miss this. Alright, let's start with a little background. The 1988 no mint mark penny might not look like anything special at first glance. It's just a plain old copper-plated zinc penny featuring Honest Abe on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But here's the kicker, no mint mark. That tiny detail can make all the difference. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, but what makes this particular year's penny so valuable is a rare variety caused by a mix-up in the dies. Now, let's get nerdy for a second. In 1988, the mint accidentally used a reverse die from 1989 on some pennies. This error created a unique variety that collectors call the transitional design error. Basically, it's like wearing mismatched socks, but if mismatched socks were worth millions, but why $1.5 million? Here's the deal, rarity is king in the world of coin collecting. Only a handful of these transitional error pennies have been found, and they're considered a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Combine that with the fact that collectors are always on the hunt for the next big thing, and you've got yourself $1 million coin. And now, let me share a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. You know how attics are, it's like stepping into a time capsule of random stuff no one needs but refuses to throw away. Anyway, we stumbled upon an old coffee can full of coins. As a coin nerd, I was ecstatic. I started sifting through it right there, and while I didn't find a 1988 no mint mark penny, I did come across a 1943 steel penny worth a decent chunk of change. Moral of the story? You never know what treasures you're sitting on until you take a closer look. So, how do you find one of these elusive 1988 no mint mark pennies? Start by rating your coin jars, piggy banks, and maybe even your car's cup holder. Pay close attention to the FG initials on the back near the Lincoln Memorial. If the initials look slightly different than usual, you might be holding something extraordinary. And if you do find one, get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, because a $1.5 million payday isn't something to take lightly. Alright, folks, that's the incredible story of the 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew that a tiny detail like a transitional die error could turn an everyday penny into a life-changing discovery? So the next time you're tempted to toss your change in a jar without a second thought, remember this: every penny literally counts. If you loved today's deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're here to help you uncover hidden treasures and learn all the tips and strategies to make money from your pocket change. Oh, and drop a comment below. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Let's swap stories. Hey there, treasure hunters. Have you ever flipped through your pocket change and thought, what if one of these coins is my golden ticket? Well, guess what, you might just be right. Today, we're talking about a simple, unassuming penny that could change your life. That's right, the 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Its current market value? $1.60 million. Yeah, I'll let that sink in for a second. A penny that's literally worth millions. How crazy is that? Stick around, and I'll tell you why it's so valuable, what to look for, and, of course, a funny story about how I once almost threw a rare coin in a tip jar. Yep, I'm still kicking myself for that one. Okay, first things first, what's the big deal about this penny? The 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, and here's the kicker: it doesn't have a mint mark because Philly just didn't bother stamping their coins back then. But not all 1973 pennies are worth millions. The $1.6 million jackpot comes down to a rare error or a specific pristine condition. Think of it like the Willy Wonka golden ticket for coin collectors. Here's where it gets juicy. The insane value of this penny comes from a combination of factors: rarity, condition, and errors. For example, a small minting mistake, like a doubled die or off-center strike, can make a coin astronomically valuable. And collectors love these imperfections. It's like buying a misprinted Pokemon card. It's quirky, unique, and worth a fortune. And if your penny is in mint state condition, meaning it looks like it's never even seen the inside of a pocket, cha-ching. That's when the big bucks roll in. So, you're probably itching to check your couch cushions and that jar of spare change, right? Here's what you need to do: grab a magnifying glass or a phone with a zoom lens, look closely at the year, 1973, and check if there's no mint mark under the year. Examine the coin for any oddities, like doubled letters, unusual texture, or off-center designs. That if your penny is looking like a strong contender, get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. Trust me, it's worth the effort. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost lost a potential treasure. A few years ago, I was at a coffee shop, and the total came to $2.96. I pulled out $3 and a few pennies from my pocket. As I was about to toss a penny into the tip jar, a friend of mine, who's way into coin collecting, grabbed my hand and said, "Whoa, let me see that." Turns out, it was a rare wheat penny from the 1940s. Not worth millions, but still worth a couple $100. I was this close to handing it over for a latte. Now I triple check every coin I touch. Let's say you hit the jackpot and find a rare 1973 no mint mark penny. What's next? First, don't clean it. Seriously, coin collectors hate that. Keep it safe in a coin holder or a protective case. Then, reach out to auction houses or coin dealers who specialize in rare finds. Remember, patience pays off in the coin world. You want to wait for the right buyer who's willing to shell out the big bucks. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth a staggering $1.6 million. Who knew a little copper coin could pack such a punch, right? Now, it's your turn to go treasure hunting. Check those coin jars, raid your grandparents' stash, and who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to turn a penny into a fortune. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that subscribe button. I've got tons more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could make you rich. Don't miss out, your next $1 million penny could be just one video away. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. What if I told you that tucked away in your pocket change, there could be a penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Yes, you heard that right, $1.7 million for a single Abraham Lincoln penny from 2015 with no mint mark. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up because in today's video, we're diving deep into this unbelievable story. I'll walk you through what makes this penny so valuable, how you can check your own collection for this hidden gem, and share a funny little story about my own penny treasure hunt that didn't quite go as planned. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just find yourself rummaging through every coin jar in your house. First, let's talk about what sets this coin apart. Most pennies have a mint mark, a little letter indicating where they were made. For example, D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But a 2015 penny with no mint mark? That's like finding a unicorn wearing sneakers. The lack of a mint mark on this particular penny indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. But here's the kicker, not all no mint mark pennies are worth millions. This one has something extra special, it's an error coin. That means something went wrong during production, maybe a doubled die, a misaligned strike, or some other anomaly that makes it rare and desirable to collectors. Because they're like nature's accidents, a beautiful, one-of-a-kind mistake. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. Now, let's talk about the jaw-dropping value. You're probably wondering, why would anyone pay that much for a penny? Great question. The $1.7 million figure comes from the sheer rarity and condition of the coin. Collectors will pay big bucks for coins that are not just rare but also in pristine condition, what they call MS-70, or mint state 70. Think of it like collecting baseball cards or rare sneakers. The more unique and flawless the item, the more people want it and the more they're willing to pay. In the case of this penny, there are only a few known examples in perfect condition. So, when one hit the auction block, the bidding war was on. Okay, quick story time. When I first heard about this $1.7 million penny, I thought, this is it. This is how I retire early. So, I grabbed a jar of pennies I've been hoarding since who knows when and got to work. Me at the kitchen table, magnifying glass in one hand, a checklist of error coins in the other. I felt like a mix between Sherlock Holmes and a pirate looking for buried treasure. Spoiler alert, I didn't find $1 million penny. I did, however, find a sticky one that looked like it had survived a war, but here's the thing, it was still fun. Going through those coins felt like a little adventure. Plus, now I know what to look for, and so will you by the end of this video. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these rare 2015 no mint mark pennies? It's easier than you think. Grab a magnifying glass or a good smartphone camera. Look for any unusual features, like doubling in the letters or numbers, off-center strikes, or odd textures. Check the condition. Is it shiny and flawless, or does it look like it's been through the washing machine? Step 4. Compare it to online guides or even send it to a professional coin grading service. And remember, not every error coin is worth millions, but some can still fetch a pretty penny, pun totally intended. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny that could be worth $1.7 million. Who knew that something as simple as pocket change could turn into life-changing money? Now, here's the $1 million question, do you have a rare penny hiding in plain sight? Go check your couch cushions, your car's cup holder, or that random jar of coins collecting dust in your closet. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, strategies for spotting rare finds, and a sprinkle of humor to keep things interesting, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow treasure hunters. Together, we can uncover the hidden gems in our pocket change. Hey, friends! Imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change to buy a coffee, and bam! You stumble upon a penny. Now, you're about to toss it aside, but what if I told you that little coin could be worth $1.8 million? Yeah, you heard me, million. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 2016 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, why it's worth so much, and how you could potentially find one of these little treasures. So, grab your jar of pennies, sit back, and let's get to it. Alright, first things first, what exactly is the 2016 no-mint Mark penny? On the surface, it looks like any regular Lincoln penny. Good ol' Abe is chillin' on the front, and the classic Union shield is on the back. But here's the kicker: it doesn't have a mint mark. That means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically doesn't stamp its coins with a mint mark. Sounds pretty ordinary so far, right? So, why is this penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million? The answer lies in a rare error during production. You see, coin collectors go absolutely nuts for mint errors. Think of them as the typos of the coin world. In the case of the 2016 no-mint Mark penny, the error could include a double die obverse, where Abe's face or the inscriptions appear slightly doubled, or other unique features like a striking anomaly. These imperfections make the coin exceptionally rare and highly valuable. And now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage. He had this old tin full of coins, and we spent hours sorting through them. I'm not gonna lie, at first, I thought it was a waste of time. But then, we found a penny that looked different. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be $1 million coin? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But it did turn out to be worth $50, which paid for dinner that night. The moral of the story: you never know what you'll find in a pile of pennies, so it's worth taking a closer look. And now, back to the 2016 penny. If you think you've found one, here's what to do. First, don't clean it. Seriously, collectors want coins in their natural state, dirt and all. Next, get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. These experts will authenticate your coin and give it a grade, which determines its value. A high-grade 2016 no-mint Mark penny in mint condition can fetch upwards of $1.8 million at auction, but don't worry if you don't strike gold right away. There are plenty of other valuable coins out there. Plus, coin hunting is a great hobby. It's like treasure hunting, but you don't need a metal detector or a pirate hat.so. There you have it, the fascinating story of the 2016 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Who knew that a tiny, unassuming coin could be worth a fortune? The next time you're digging through your spare change, take a closer look. That little penny could be your ticket to financial freedom, or at least a fun dinner story. If you enjoyed today's video and want to learn more about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories to share about hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? I'd love to hear your stories. Alright, folks, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you really looked at the pennies rattling around in your pocket or your car's cup holder? No, I mean really looked. You might be sitting on a fortune, like literal millions. Yes, we're talking about a penny. But not just any penny, the 2018 Lincoln penny. That tiny copper coin you might have used to buy gum could actually be worth a staggering $1.1 million today. I know, it sounds like something out of a Hollywood treasure hunt movie, but trust me, this is real. And if you've ever wanted to know how a penny turns into a millionaire maker, you're in the right place. Stick around, because I've got all the details, tips, and even a funny little story about how I almost tossed a potential fortune into a coin. jar.so. What makes the 2018 Lincoln penny so special? First, let's break it down. The D on the penny stands for the Denver Mint, where this little beauty was struck. 2018 was an unassuming year for pennies, with billions produced, but somewhere in that mountain of coins lies a unicorn, a rare error penny. That's right, an error. And as any collector will tell you, in the world of coin collecting, errors are like hidden treasure maps. This particular penny is rumored to have a unique error that sets it apart. Whether it's a double die, a misstrike, or some other tiny manufacturing hiccup, these quirks make collectors lose their minds. Why? Because these mistakes are rare. They weren't supposed to happen, so they become instant legends. It's like the coin version of finding a typo in the first edition of a best-selling book, except this typo is worth over $1 million. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, but how do I know if my 2018 D penny is the one? Don't worry, I've got you covered to grab that magnifying glass, or let's be honest, just zoom in with your phone. Check for signs of doubling, especially on the date or the word liberty. Look closely at Lincoln's face. Does it look like Honest Abe's been partying a little too hard? Uneven strikes or strange lines? Bingo! You might have something. Here's a pro tip: don't clean the coin. I know it's tempting, but cleaning coins can reduce their value faster than a toddler with a crayon on a white wall. Just keep it as is and show it to a trusted coin dealer. Speaking of keeping coins, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I had a jar of coins sitting in the corner of my kitchen. You know, the one overflowing with pocket change and the occasional button. One lazy Saturday, I decided to cash it in at the coin counter. I was halfway through dumping the jar when I noticed a penny that looked weird. The date was blurry, and something about it just seemed off. So, I googled it and realized I might be holding an error penny worth thousands. My heart was racing. Then, I dropped it. The thing rolled under the fridge, and I spent the next hour with a flashlight and a spatula trying to fish it out. Turns out, it wasn't worth much, but hey, lesson learned. Always check your coins before tossing them. If you do find a 2018 D penny that seems promising, here's what to do next. First, get it professionally graded. This is key. Grading services like PCGS or NGC will authenticate and assign a grade to your coin. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. Once it's graded, you can list it at an auction or sell it to a collector, and remember, patience is a virtue. Rare coins can take time to sell, but when they do, oh boy, is it worth it. Alright, so let's recap. The 2018 D Lincoln penny could be your ticket to $1 million payday, but you've got to know what to look for: errors, doubling, misstrikes. And hey, don't forget to check your pockets, your couch cushions, or that jar of change you've been ignoring for years. If you learned something new today, or if you're about to go raid your coin collection, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I've got tons more tips and stories about coins that could change your life. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss out, because who knows? The next video might just feature the coin hiding in your house. And hey, if you find a 2018 D penny that looks a little off, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Hey there, treasure hunters. Ever feel like you might be sitting on a gold mine and not even know it? No, I'm not talking about that dusty old jewelry box in your attic or your uncle's questionable stamp collection. I'm talking about pennies, yes, those tiny copper coins jingling in your pocket or hiding between couch cushions. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most sought-after pennies out there, the 1976 D-mint marked Lincoln penny. Yep, this little guy is worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. So, if you've got a jar of coins somewhere, you'll want to stick around because you might just be richer than you think. Let me set the stage. It's 1976. America is celebrating its bicentennial. The nation is decked out in red, white, and blue, and disco fever is in full swing. Amidst all the celebrations, the Denver Mint is busy cranking out Lincoln pennies, including a very special batch. Fast forward to today, and one of these coins could turn you into an instant millionaire. Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. Now, let's talk specifics. What makes the 1976 D penny so valuable? It's all about rarity and condition. These aren't your average pocket change pennies. The ones worth big bucks are those in near-perfect condition, graded as MS67 or higher by coin grading services like PCGS or NGC. If you've got one that's shiny, uncirculated, and free of scratches, you could be in for a big payday. But wait, there's more. Some of these pennies have unique mint errors, like doubling on the lettering or unusual die cracks. These imperfections actually make the coin more desirable to collectors. Think of it like a rare misprint in a famous book. It's the quirks that make it special. Flip your penny over and check the back. Is the Lincoln Memorial crisp and clear? Are the words E pluribus unum easy to read? If the details pop, you might be holding on to a winner. And now, let me tell you a little story. A couple of years ago, I was going through a jar of old pennies with my grandma. You know, just a casual Sunday afternoon activity. As we were sorting, I stumbled upon a 1976 D penny that looked practically brand new. I got super excited, thinking, this is it. I've hit the jackpot. Spoiler alert, it wasn't worth $1.2 million. But hey, it was still worth $5, and that's $5 more than I had before. Plus, I got to spend some quality time with my grandma, who insisted on keeping the penny for luck. The moral of the story? Always check your coins, you never know what you might find. Even if you don't strike it rich, it's a fun and surprisingly addictive hobby. By the way, if you're wondering where to sell a 1976 D penny, there are plenty of options. Online marketplaces like eBay are a great place to start, but for high-value coins, consider reaching out to a professional coin dealer or attending a coin auction. Trust me, if your penny is the real deal, collectors will be lining up to make you an offer. Alright, folks, let's wrap this up. The 1976 D mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes the smallest things can have the biggest value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who likes to daydream about finding treasure in your spare change, it's worth taking a closer look at those pennies. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, stories, and strategies to help you uncover hidden gems in your pocket change. Who knows? Your next big find might just be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and happy hunting! Keep checking those coins, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Coins Worth More, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins. Today, we're talking about a little penny with a big value, the 2004 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. You might think, a penny? Really? But trust me, this little guy is making waves in the coin collecting world. So, let's break it down, shall we? Now, let's talk about the 2004 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You might be wondering, why is a simple penny worth so much? Well, stick with me, we'll get to that in just a minute. But first, let's set the stage. A few years ago, I had a friend who found one of these coins in his pocket change. He had no idea what he was holding onto, and when he finally took it to a coin shop, his jaw hit the floor. Let's just say, that penny turned into a very profitable story. So, why is the 2004 no-mint mark penny so valuable? Well, here's the deal. Most coins have a mint mark, a little letter on the coin that tells you where it was produced. For example, you've got Denver, D, San Francisco, S, Philadelphia, P, and so on. But with the 2004 penny, there's no mint mark at all. This makes it rare because no one knows where it was minted. It's like a mystery penny, like it just appeared from nowhere. And that's exactly why collectors are going crazy for these. On top of that, these pennies were only made for a short period of time, which adds to their scarcity. Scarcity equals value. Now, let's talk numbers. A typical 2004 penny, the one with a mint mark, is worth face value. But a 2004 no mint mark penny? Oh, it can fetch you over $1,300. Yes, you heard that right. $1,300 for a penny. That's not pocket change, that's life-changing change. Unless you have a jar full of these pennies lying around, then we might be talking big bucks. But why is this penny worth so much? Besides the mystery factor, it's because collectors are looking for those rare gems that aren't mass-produced. Coins like these are rare finds, and people are willing to pay for them. Host, leaning in slightly, with a playful tone, and hey, who knows? Maybe your spare change jar has one too. Now, if you're thinking, how do I even know if I have one of these? Great question. Start by checking your loose change. Look for those pennies without mint marks. Another trick? Inspect those worn down or faded looking coins, they could be worth more than you think. Of course, if you've got a jar full of old coins, maybe invite a friend over for a little coin sifting party. Just be ready to show off the findings. So, there you have it, the 2004 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. A little piece of history that could be worth a whole lot more than you'd expect. Whether you're just starting your coin collection or you've been at it for years, it's always exciting to discover those hidden treasures. Host, pausing, then with enthusiasm, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth big bucks coming your way. Join the journey, and let's find those rare gems together. Hey everyone! Welcome back to your channel name, where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're talking about a coin that could have you doing a double take, the 1994 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. And trust me, it's worth way more than just a penny. You're at a yard sale, digging through a box of old coins, and bam! You spot a 1994 Lincoln penny. At first, you think, oh, just another penny, but what if I told you that this little guy could be worth over $1.4 million? Yeah, I see you doing a double take right now. Now, before we get too excited, let's break down why this coin is so valuable. In 1994, the US Mint produced millions of pennies, but not every coin is created equal. The 1994 no-mint mark penny is one of those rarities that collectors go crazy for. See, in 1994, the Denver Mint produced most of the coins, and those pennies had a small D mint mark. But for some reason, a handful of 1994 pennies were accidentally struck without a mint mark. That tiny oversight makes them incredibly rare. I remember my first experience with a coin like this. I was going through my grandmother's old change jar, and I found what I thought was just another regular penny. Little did I know, it turned out to be a rare 1982 no-mint mark penny, worth over $1,000. It was a total aha moment. And that's what makes this hobby so fun, you never know what treasure might be hiding in your pocket change. Cut to side-by-side visuals, the coin and auction listings or sales prices for similar 1994 no-mint mark pennies. Now, you might be wondering, why is this coin worth so much? Well, scarcity plays a huge role. Only a small fraction of these 1994 pennies slipped through the cracks without a mint mark, and the demand for rare coins like this continues to rise. Plus, with inflation and growing interest in numismatics, coins like these have become a hot commodity. So, next time you're at a garage sale, coin show, or even just going through your own loose change, keep an eye out for those 1994 no-mint mark pennies. They could be worth a small fortune. If you enjoyed learning about this coin and want more tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button. I post new videos regularly on rare coins, strategies for finding valuable ones, and personal stories like the one I shared today. Cut to a playful ending screen, text overlay reads, subscribe for more rare coin finds and strategies, with fun background music. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pockets be filled with hidden treasures. This structure provides a friendly, informative, and humorous tone that engages viewers while giving them a relatable experience with coin hunting. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Have you ever come across a coin that looks ordinary, but could be worth a small fortune? Well, today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2008 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Trust me, this little coin might surprise you. Imagine finding a penny worth $1.5 million sitting in your pocket change. Sounds crazy, right? Well, believe it or not, there's one particular penny from 2008 that could be worth that much, and today, we're going to talk all about it. So, let's start with the basics. A penny from 2008 might seem like just another run-of-the-mill coin, but here's the thing, no mint mark means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which gives it some extra value. Typically, pennies have a P, D, or S mint mark, but this one? Just a plain OL 2008. Now, why does a penny without a mint mark make collectors drool? Well, it's simple rarity. Since 2008 is not considered an extremely old coin, most of them are still floating around, but only a select few are in the condition to make collectors go wild. A well-preserved penny, with the right imperfections or low production numbers, skyrockets its value. Let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market just like you might be this weekend, casually flipping through a jar of pennies. Lo and behold, I came across a 2008 penny with no mint mark. I didn't think much of it at first, but after a little research, I was floored. That penny could have been worth hundreds, maybe even thousands. Fast forward to today, and that same 2008 no mint mark penny can fetch up to $1.5 million at auction. And guess what? Some collectors out there are willing to pay top dollar for even the slightest imperfections, like those tiny double dies or slight misalignments. It's wild. Alright, so you've got your hands on a 2008 penny with no mint mark, now what? First things first, check for any signs of wear or unusual markings. Look for tiny doubling, strange textures, or even slight errors in the lettering. Those are the signs of a highly sought-after coin. So, there you have it. The 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just your average penny. With the right eye and a bit of luck, you could be sitting on a literal treasure. If you want more tips on coins worth big bucks, strategies for spotting valuable coins, and a whole lot of humor along the way, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe, like, and ring that bell. Join the journey, and let's uncover more hidden gems together. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Have you ever stumbled across a coin that's worth more than your first car? Well, today we're diving into a coin that's more valuable than gold, literally. We're talking about the 1973 mint mark Lincoln penny, and trust me, it's going to blow your mind. Let's kick things off with a little history lesson. The 1973 mint mark Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, and while most pennies from that year aren't worth more than face value, a select few, like this one, hold some serious value. Cut to close-up of the penny as the host turns it over, showing off the mint mark. Now, why is this little guy so valuable? Well, it comes down to a few things: errors, mintage numbers, and, of course, demand from collectors. This penny? It's one of those special ones, worth about $1.6 million at its peak. So, funny story, my buddy Steve found a 1973 penny a few years ago. At the time, he had no idea what he had. I was on the phone with him when he showed it to me, and I could literally hear his jaw hitting the floor. It's one of those moments when you realize just how easily you could overlook something special. But what makes a 1973 penny worth $1.6 million? Well, besides its rarity, sometimes these coins have subtle imperfections, things like misaligned strikes, double dies, or even just really low mintages. These tiny details can push the value through the roof. And it's not just collectors looking for these gems, investors and numismatists are constantly on the hunt for rare coins. In fact, the demand has been steadily rising, which means that the value of these pennies could only go up. Alright, so you're probably wondering, how can you find something like this? Well, it's all about keeping your eyes peeled. Look for oddities in your change, check the condition, and don't forget, sometimes these rare finds are hiding in plain sight. And hey, even if you don't strike it big with a $1.6 million penny, it's still fun to imagine. I mean, could you imagine accidentally finding $1 million coin and realizing you spent it on coffee? But seriously, if you love discovering valuable coins and learning about how rare finds can boost their value, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got more amazing stories and tips coming your way, and who knows? Maybe your next piece of pocket change could be worth more than a paycheck. Fades out to the YouTube end screen with subscribe button and links to other videos. Thanks for watching, and keep hunting for those hidden treasures. See you next time. Hey everyone. Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're talking about a penny, yes, a penny that could make you rich. Specifically, the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and let's talk about why this little coin could be worth $1.8 million. Let's start with the basics. Most pennies you see today were minted with a specific mint mark, whether it's D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mint mark for Philadelphia. But in 1981, something rare happened. The Philadelphia Mint accidentally omitted the mint mark on some of its pennies. Now, that might sound like a tiny error, but it turned out to be a big deal for collectors. And when we say big deal, we mean big. These tiny errors have become incredibly valuable due to their rarity. So, what makes this penny so special? Well, imagine going to your change jar and finding something worth $1.80 million. That's exactly what's happening here. The story doesn't stop there. Back in the day, people didn't think twice about those error pennies, they probably thought, it's just a mistake. Fast forward a few decades, and collectors have realized how rare these little blunders are. So, let's break it down. How do we know these 1981 no mint mark pennies are worth so much? Well, experts base the value on condition, demand, and the number of collectors looking for them. A coin in perfect condition can go for astronomical prices. And while you might be thinking, I don't have a $1.8 million coin, you'd be surprised what a bit of research and persistence can do. Here's a fun little story. A few years ago, my friend found a 1981 penny in his change jar, just sitting there, totally unremarkable, right? Fast forward to a coin show, and an expert flipped it over and bam, there was no mint mark. It was a shocking moment, and that coin went on to sell for a crazy amount. So, moral of the story? Always double check your pennies. If you're wondering how to tell if your penny is a 1981 no mint mark, it's simple. Look for missing mint marks, check for clear edges, and consider grading to ensure its authenticity. But remember, condition is everything. Even tiny scratches or dings can drastically affect the price. And if you're lucky enough to find one, just remember, don't spend it. Unless you're buying a house or a tropical island. Alright, folks. I hope you enjoyed this little dive into the world of rare coins and the magic behind the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew such a tiny coin could pack such a massive punch, right? If you found this video helpful or even just fun, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more coin tips and stories. And if you've got a 1981 penny lying around, take a closer look, you never know what treasures might be hiding in your change jar. Alright, let's talk about something we all have lying around, pennies. Now, imagine this, you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for spare change for coffee, and bam! You stumble upon a 2006 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. What if I told you that tiny, overlooked coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.9 million? Yeah, you heard me right. $1.9 million. Crazy, right? But hang on, before you start flipping over every penny in sight, let me take you on a journey into what makes this coin so special, how you can find one, and why it's worth more than most houses. Let's start with the basics. What is a no mint mark penny? Usually, coins have a little letter stamped on them, indicating where they were made, like D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco. But some coins, like the 2006 no mint mark Lincoln penny, don't have that letter. This happens when the coin is minted in Philadelphia. Normally, that wouldn't be a big deal, tons of pennies are minted in Philly every year. In 2006, there was a mistake. Some pennies came out with a unique error that collectors absolutely love. These pennies have a super rare die misalignment, which means the stamping process went a little haywire. Instead of a perfectly centered design, the details are slightly off-kilter. It's a small detail you might not notice at first glance, but coin collectors? They go bananas for this kind of thing. Now, I know what you're thinking, okay, but how does that turn a penny into millions? Great question. Let me explain. Coins are graded on a scale that goes up to 70, with 70 being absolute perfection. Most 2006 pennies are going to fall somewhere in the average range. But if your penny has that rare misalignment and it's in pristine, untouched condition, that's when the value skyrockets. One of these bad boys, graded MS70, that's mint state 70, recently sold for $1.9 million at auction, but wait, there's more. No, I'm not selling you a ShamWow. These pennies are also valuable because of their historical significance. Abraham Lincoln has been featured on the penny for over a century, and collectors love coins that tell a story. A rare error coin featuring one of America's most beloved presidents? That's the ultimate jackpot. Now, let me make this relatable. A couple of months ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. You know how it goes, old photo albums, Christmas decorations from 1983, and boxes full of random stuff. Well, we stumbled upon an old jar of coins. At first, I didn't think much of it, just a bunch of dusty pennies and nickels, right? But then I remembered hearing about rare coins and decided to take a closer look. Long story short, while I didn't find a $1.9 million penny that day, I did discover a wheat penny from 1943 that was worth a couple $100. Not bad for something that was just sitting in a jar for decades. So, what's the moral of the story? Check your pennies, people. You never know what hidden treasure might be lurking in your spare change. Alright, folks, let's recap. The 2006 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is worth big bucks because of a rare error, its pristine condition, and its historical significance. If you happen to find one in your collection, get it graded by a professional to see if you've struck gold, or in this case, copper. And now, here's the fun part. Go grab that jar of coins, dig through your wallet, or even raid your kid's piggy bank. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune. And if you do find a treasure, don't forget who told you about it. Before you go, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm here to help you uncover hidden treasures, one coin at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.